we're gonna talk about calm. We're gonna take a little nice walk on the beach and talk about calm. So, all right. We grew up with yelling, okay? Our parents did not know how to regulate themselves and learn some healthy ways to deal with their emotions, okay? In Romania, the teachers yelled at you, the other adults yelled at you, they are allowed to smack you, you know, scary, right? So, I've learned that it was wrong, right? Like, of course it was wrong. It's wrong when an adult starts yelling at you, okay? It's so nice over here, it's so good. It's like they're out of control, right? And an adult starts yelling, they're out of control. And you don't know what's gonna happen next, okay? So what you do is somebody is yelling at you. Our default is to yell back, to match their tone, to dominate the conversation. So it can go on and on and on, back and forth with shouting matches. That's no good, right? Like, I've done some videos on cortisol addiction, and I talk about these people that want your reaction because they're addicted to cortisol, and they will create situations where they'll provoke you and they just want to yell, and once you lose it and create cortisol, they're good, okay? So they provoke you so that you can give them the cortisol, and yelling matches tire out our systems. They exert a lot of the cortisol and energy. So when you yell, they know that this is what you want, okay? This is what they want. So, all right. This is so nice. This is so beautiful. I just love it so much. It's so gorgeous. All right. When you're talking to somebody and they start yelling, what do you do? Okay? What do? You refuse to raise your voice, okay? We have mirror neurons in our brain, and people mirror what they see. Naturally, they don't even know what's going on. They just mirror it. When you are yelling at me at a 10 and I'm staying at the 1, you either get frustrated because you can't control me, or you're naturally gonna go lower your voice to like a 5 because you can hear the difference and feel a little bit overexposed. Our brain is wired to pay attention to loud noises because of safety. So in a crowded room, if somebody yells, everybody stops and pays attention, right? It's just like that. You don't want to be the guy that yells and everybody looks at them. Also, on a side note, your brain pays attention to your name. So in a crowded room, if somebody says Junior, you know, you'll pay attention. So yeah, keep your voice below a 3. I know it's hard to do, but trust me, this is a way to show them that you are in control and they're not going to get their way by yelling. When people yell at you, they're not themselves, okay? They're being hijacked by their emotions, and they need time to regulate themselves. They need time to calm down and inject time in the conversation. How do you do that? How do you inject time in the conversation? I talked about this in another talk, and it's let your breath be the first word that you say. This is from this guy, Jefferson Fisher, and his book, The Next Conversation. And you should buy this immediately if you want to buy a book. When you inject time in this conversation, you steer away from emotion and you can choose your words wisely. The other person just says things they don't really care about. They like word vomit, okay? They're just trying to hurt you. Remember, words are swords, and every single time you say something hurtful, you create a wound in your body, like a kind of like a sword wound. So pay attention to these words, because you only hurt yourself, really. So use your breath to slow things down, and when you yes to things when they're pissed off, okay? You don't want to say yes to things. You're pissed off, right? You want to say no. So what you want to do to de-escalate the situation, you want to ask a question and get a no answer. So basically, if you need the other person to calm down, you ask a question like this. You're going to say, well, you're going to say this. Are you against something? Are you opposed to something? My favorite one is this unreasonable? Okay? So, because nobody wants to say yes. And when they're fighting, they want to say no. And you're going to start with, are you against this? Are you opposed to this? Is this unreasonable? So instead of saying, can you calm down? Can you lower your voice, please? Right? Who wants to hear that? Nobody wants to hear that. You're gonna get them angry when you say that to them. So instead, say this. Are you against us talking in a lower volume? Are you opposed to having a conversation and not scream at each other? Are you reluctant to use normal voice? Is this unreasonable to ask you not to yell? They're gonna say no. And now they're gonna calm down a bit, right? They're not gonna calm down a lot, but they're gonna calm down from like a 10 to a 5. And that's how you stay calm. And with that, don't lie, don't steal, don't cheat, and don't kill any insects. Look at this. Very nice. Mwah, mwah, mwah.